We might be live. Makes me very happy. Alright, February 22nd. Been gone for a little over a month. Still been drawing, but I've been drawing on my mobile tablet. I've been doing some stuff on Blender. Been looking forward to getting back to this. Just get a little look at what we're doing here. Building kind of like a haunted castle. I kind of want to start building out the area in front of this gate. Make it all like twisted and gnarled. Kind of a Minas Morgul kind of thing going on. Thank you, Vucky. Yes, sir. A castle, kind of like a haunted castle. I'm kind of going for bright colors to make it look like it might be like a cover to like a videos game, like a video game like from the 90s. Maybe a heavy metal t-shirt, something along that aesthetic. I started it for my birthday about a month ago, and then I left the country for a bit and wasn't able to work on it, so Pretty happy to be able to get some time in with it again. Start drawing in the other side here. Hmm. It's 9 o'clock and I'm drinking coffee, which I'm not sure is wise, but I'm all in. Thank you. I think it's easy to get that alien effect if you start from like a a point of let's just doing abstract strokes and then bringing it together to kind of form a picture. If you have like at the basic level the strokes or the pen dabs kind of looking abstract, gives the whole thing that kind of effect. I draw the strokes first, and I figure out what I'm going to draw specifically later. I might have a general idea of what I want to do, but that can change very quickly as I'm drawing. So, like if I'm drawing like a castle, and I'm kind of like drawing it out and making the strokes, and it's starting to make like a better tree or a better lighthouse, I'm gonna go in that direction. I'm very bad at pre-visualizing, and I really don't tend to use um, a lot of references. I'll use inspirations, but I don't really look at them when I'm drawing. I'll kind of just like warm myself up and get like fired up by going on Pinterest and kind of like looking like at this stuff. So like this Call of Cthulhu and all this sort of like underworldish medieval art, sometimes metal art, castles. I'll look at this, but I'm not using them as references. They're off the screen and out of my mind's eye when I'm actually doing the drawing. They're kind of up in the corner. They're just to get me hungry. So, like this, I knew I was going to try and do like a castle. But if at some point it wasn't looking like a good castle and it was supposed to be something else, I would just change and move with it. Sometimes I just start stippling and it just takes off from there. Um, I don't really have a lot of cases where a drawing's completely just lost anymore. When I was younger, getting into this, I really feel like I would draw for hours and just it would be wasted because the drawing just wouldn't work and I couldn't fix it, and I would just end up abandoning it. But even that, even though the no drawing came out of it or painting, it was a learning experience. So now when I'm drawing and painting and doing what I do, I feel a little more confident that something good's going to come of it at some point. Just got to keep going. And sometimes like I'll look at this and some part of it, like I could just end up lobbing a corner of this off if it wasn't working and just redraw it. I've learned it's better to abandon things and just draw it over again than try to fix it sometimes. But so far this drawing's kind of working out for me. I had nothing standing out as being horrible. The only thing I really don't like is some of the shading on this tower. You don't really know if is this a solid wall going up or is there like a crumbling space up here. So I'm gonna have to do more work to try and distinguish like the shades of light kind of here because I really haven't decided what it's supposed to look like yet. So this is gonna all require like all this in this corner, this upper left corner is gonna need work. But this gate and this crumbling tower, it's breaking down here, and then there's stuff on the inside of the tower, so it's smaller. My eye can kind of make out like, oh, that's my eye can tell what that is. Um, but this side, not such a great job, so I'm gonna need to work on that. But no, long answer, but basically no, I haven't decided finally what things are gonna look like before I draw. It's a guessing game. It's kind of going with the flow, seeing how things work out. It's fun. It's an adventure. Do you do any drawing, Fucky? Oh, really? Just got life. Did life get too busy? I've taken long breaks from drawing for several times over the years. I always kind of push myself to get back into it. Oh, yeah, the classic anvil drawing or anvil painting. I've had a few friends report that they take a commission from a friend or something, or promise a friend like a drawing as a gift, and things get hellish and it becomes a huge project, and there's like almost this emotional weight to touching it again. Not to be pushy, but an encouragement I would have for people who are in that situation is, abandon one drawing, abandon one prompt, and do something very low responsibility, like nothing, like not requiring anything of you. Like me, when I start getting stuck, these drawings, it'll take me hours. I'll just do a little vignette. I'll like draw a little circle like this, and just draw in the circle, and maybe a tree or a little castle, just a little thing that can take me about a half hour or less. A little vignette, a little sketch, a doodle. Post that online, maybe add a little bit of watercolor, and just get a little bit of that dopamine, and that can help restart me, get my passion back, help rebuild some confidence. Just really small little things, doodles, maybe draw it on a napkin, something that you don't plan on keeping. Just lower that pressure. I have a few anvil drawings that I abandoned that have probably been in a notebook folder or on my computer, maybe even like an old computer, just chilling out for years that I still need to get back to. And I'm a little scared to look at them again because I feel like, the sense of shame that I haven't finished them yet. And that's a little bit hard to deal with. So I sympathize with you big time. Sometimes trying a different medium helps. Like if you mainly do digital, like just get a pad of paper and draw something. Or if you're a traditional artist, get like a cheap or free pixel art program and just use a mouse and pixel stuff in for a little bit. And you know what? It might be impossible. Sometimes some drawings are just a load. They're like a mountain. Is it a traditional drawing or a digital drawing? Yeah, that's tough. The ones that I've gotten stuck on most have probably been traditional drawings. Though I've really messed up digital files where I've combined layers and not done iterative saves. That's heartbreaking. Think of it this way: your drawing isn't an outcome; it's an experience. So it's not about necessarily the end result or the end product. It's the experience of drawing it along the way that's going to do so much more for you in the long run than a final product. Now, a nice final product is nice, uh, but the adventure of drawing something, especially a traditional drawing, I feel like if you're drawing a traditional drawing, I like doing ink stippling. It's in this style right here that you see, but it's just basically with black India ink on white paper. Um, because there is such a pressure that like if I ruin something, it's basically that way. But even when I've like ruined drawings, some drawings that I've ruined ended up being the ones that just broke things open for me. Like I have this one drawing. I'm gonna look it up. I think it was about 10 years ago that I made it. Oh man, let's see if I can find it. I think it's on my DeviantArt. I'm gonna use this as a kind of an illustration. Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna put it on screen. This right here. See, I was doing this on paper years ago, and basically it was supposed to be a landscape, but I started drawing clouds like around the horizon. I can't. How did I do it? How? Oh, you know what? I remember now. It was supposed to be a tree, and I started drawing a tree, and then I like drew some branches wrong, and I'm like, just forget it. I'll draw a house. I'll draw a little house in the middle of it, and then I kind of like created the style that I followed for the next like 4 or 5 years, where I would draw a landscape and then have a tree silhouette around it. And that was by accident. I ruined my drawing, and it's one of my favorite drawings to this day. This is like I did this in 2014, almost 10 years ago, and it like changed my life. So look at it this way: like the drawing that's giving you hell might be the drawing that changes your life. It might change everything for you. Like it might be a mistake, it might be broken, it might be ruined, but you'll learn something from it that will go into your future drawings, that will change you, that'll make you a better person. One thing you can do too is get a separate piece of paper or separate canvas and like put that drawing next to it, and then like just start drawing a new drawing that like kind of tries to work out the problems you have with the current drawing. You can get over some mental blocks that way. You might like the second drawing more. Never know. The thing that got me into art, I was unemployed and broke, and I had no money for a Christmas present for one of my family members. Um, so basically, I wanted to find something. I got like the cheapest like bamboo tablet. I think I might have bought it used. Back then they were going for not too much. And I got like a free version of Photoshop. I think it was Photoshop Elements. I got it like with a student discount or something. I don't know how I got it, but I didn't have to like spend any money on it. It might have come with the tablet actually. And this is hilarious, but I traced a painting um that me and my family member would used to look at when we were kids, and we would like imagine running away to this place. So I traced the painting, and then I drew little figures of us when we were kids, and that was a Christmas present. That's how I got into drawing, basically because I couldn't afford to buy presents for everybody. So I was going to make little digital drawings and then, print them out on my parents' printer. Uh, and those are going to be my gifts. So, art, making things, creativity, it can come from a place of a lot of stress and a lot of like embarrassment and pain and failure. You don't know what failure is going to make your life different and better. Like you don't know. And if you end up ruining this drawing, I mean, don't kick yourself. I mean, great painters, great artists, they've ruined more than most people have drawn and painted. It's part of the deal. Don't be afraid. You got this. I believe in you. When you were drawing, what medium did you enjoy? What, colored pencils, ink? What was your poison? Very nice. I got started as a kid doing colored pencil. My great grandmother got me into it. I wasn't really doing it for art. I liked airplanes, so I would like draw World War II battles, like airplanes, especially the Pacific Theater. And I like to draw a lot of maps. Since I was a kid, I've been kind of a fan of pen because it's dark, hard lines, and I like the maps in Lord of the Rings, and I tried to imitate those. But I've liked maps since I was a little kid. Oopsies. The nice thing about pencil and graphite in general is it's very blendable. You should look up an artist named Sam Wolf Connolly. I'll type it in the chat for you. Sam Wolf Connolly. He not an influence because I don't do anything remotely like what he does. But an inspiration where if I want to just get fired up and hungry, I look up his stuff. He's got a lot of haunted stuff and it's a vibe. It's definitely a vibe. Okay, I'm gonna switch the album I'm listening to real quick. gotta adjust all my earbuds real quick. All right, I'm back. Yeah, so I think I answered in the chat, but uh, I'm called Indie Author X because I got my start on YouTube way back in the day with the desire to be a self-published author and have a YouTube channel dedicated to what I was doing. And that was a lot of fun for a while, but I never published any videos about writing, and I never published anything. I did do some writing though. It was a lot of fun. I still got the manuscripts sitting on my shelf from when I printed out rough drafts. And I still write a little bit. Most of it is journaling though. I actually write quite a bit. Just nonfiction stuff about what I'm feeling and what I'm doing, what I want to do. Last I checked, I think I was like 600 or 700,000 words on my word processor. I do want to publish something someday, but I don't have anything like publishable or finished. It's a work in progress. I'm going to be getting into a role-playing game relatively soon, and I'll probably write a lot of world-building stuff for campaigns that I'm going to do. It's a game called Mothership. It's like kind of like a horror sci-fi game, like the movie Alien. The stuff that I wrote years ago, though, it's pretty generic stuff that I don't think I would publish. I don't even think I'd fix it. It was a very good learning experience, and I'm glad I did it. And I'm keeping the characters' names and adapting them to different stories, but that original story wasn't something that I would publish. I would like to publish something someday. I would like to do self-publishing though. I want to stay out of record labels, publishing companies. I want to be as independent and free as possible and own everything that I do. It's pretty important to me. So yeah, I dabble with like a lot of stuff. I started out trying to write. I got into drawing. I like music. I'm not like a musician, but I like compose a lot of like little synth things on a synthesizer that I have. A lot of my videos on this channel now are basically music related. And then I do a lot of writing on the side. What's a BGM? Gonna look it up. Oh, background music. Not yet. Though I was thinking that I need to add it. I do. I have to make sure there wasn't an echo in the stream. Hold on. Let me pull something up real quick. Because I got a bunch of demos on my computer that I could probably play. I have to figure out how I can like do it through OBS. Maybe I don't need to. Ugh. Gotta find the right folder. Alright, let's see. I don't have a mixer, so hopefully it doesn't blow things out. Did you hear that? How can I monitor this without making an echo? As you may have noticed, I'm a little bit of a streaming noob. Yeah, I got like this is like a, how long? It's like a 2-hour loop, I think. Yeah, this one's a 1-hour loop, so yeah, I can just use this as my background music. Thank you. I feel like I need to create more loops just for this purpose of like having good background music. I eventually want to like be playing like just a rotating stream of music that I do, and like have the song pop up on screen, and like a link to a sound, or not a SoundCloud, but like a Bandcamp link or something like that. So people could like, oh, I like this song. Where can I find it? Where can I stream it, etc. That is a good question. I don't know. I don't know a lot of things. I'm learning as I go. I don't think it would, because I think it would be part of the stream elements, or just part of something that pops up on screen and just providing a link. So I don't think it would like add to the bitrate or anything like that, because I wouldn't be hosting it on my computer like the other websites and everything. I'd just be basically playing it through the stream like I am right now, except it would be more connected to it like a player. I need to do research on what kind of apps are out there. I'm using Stream Elements, so I'm sure they got widgets and everything that could do something like I'm thinking. There's a tutorial on YouTube for everything, so I'll search around for it. No, I gotta get a decent microphone for streaming. I gotta get a webcam. I don't gotta, but I should. This whole setup is gonna be a lot better if I like what I'm doing and want to do it long term. And I do like it so far. Just having like a record of drawing that's up on YouTube forever, I like that. Like I can go back and kind of just like look at things. It's kind of fun. It's like a cheap $20, $30 headset I got off of Amazon, I think. Just it's like the cheapest Logitech G series that you could find. Got it to play Xbox during the pandemic. It served me well. Its problem, it picks up too much stuff. Like if I'm trying to swallow or drink something, it picks up everything. So like a nice diaphragm mic, I think would or a condenser mic. A nice condenser mic would do wonders for me, I think. I'm not gonna lie, I thought about doing a VTuber thing just out of like as a joke. Like finding the most hilarious VTuber skin imaginable and just going hog wild. Though I have a huge beard, so it'd be a pretty huge shame not to show it off. What would be the most hilarious VTuber skin that I would use, like, as a joke, though? That's the question. I was thinking, like, a Klingon or something. Something from, like, Star Trek. Or, like, a... Oh, man. I was also thinking the Warcraft... Old Warcraft gamer guy. The basement dweller from South Park. It's coming along slowly. We're almost an hour in. No, I don't want the screen there. Move. Goodness gracious. It's much longer now. Considerably longer. That was me early during the pandemic, so like about almost 4 years ago. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that was almost 4 years ago. So it's bigger and grayer now. Much bigger though. Oh man, much bigger. It's too big. It's very itchy and uncomfortable. I want to get rid of it. It gets food stuck in it. Real bad. I can't believe that profile pic was from 4 years ago. That's just dawning on me. That is wild. Maybe it's 3.5 years. Either way, that's a long time ago. I can't believe COVID was 4 years ago. Isn't this nuts? It's insane. Time is just racing by. Coloring, oh sure, absolutely. I actually can, what's probably going to happen is probably, there's just going to be, like, layers. You know, this is digital, so, I actually had a separate layer, and I'll show you it in a second here. There's a separate layer. This drawing was originally going to be a tree in a castle, so I can individually recolor each layer, like this, basically. So I can adjust the colors. I can move this around, which I might. I can like put it behind and then like put it here. Then I can cover it over. I can do a watercolor pass. I can do like a lot. So it's very possible. I usually start from 2 colors and work from a limited color palette because I want the design to kind of look like it would go on a t-shirt or like a band poster or a video game like cover art. But let's look at my Instagram. I'll show some where I have colored them. I also take these into Blender and I do like lots of lighting effects on them that adds color. I'll kind of show you what I got going on though. Alright. My internet is slow, so it's going to load slowly. So yeah, a lot of these are single color. Let's see if some ones load up that look different. So like I'll go in Blender and like add glass effects to add color. That's one way. I change ink layers and do different colors. It's still minimalist. It's not really colored in. But like this, I'm basically going for like a sort of like a flashy, you know, video game or magazine cover kind of thing. So I'll have to go back ways to find ones that are more colored in. I've done a watercolor pass in a while. I'll do a simple watercolor wash. This one I animated using Stable Diffusion. I basically fed one of my drawings into Stable Diffusion. Same with this one, but I did a watercolor pass in the background to give it sort of subtle color. This one I colored in. Again, I fed this into Stable Diffusion to create animation by like putting the denoising really low. Did a color pass with this one. It's like a lighthouse with tree branches growing out of the side. Yeah, that's like a lot of people don't like AI art at all, and I understand that totally. Like a lot of it is borderline theft and it's kind of weird. But if you feed your own drawings into something I think called image to image or control net and turn the denoising low and like put out like 30 iterations and then create a GIF or a video out of it, you can create this like almost like dream-like crawling branches effect that I thought was really cool. But I like colored this one in with a really subtle color, like nothing too dramatic. Let me find like one where I used to do a lot more color work. Or this one, subtle color again. I used to do pixel art. Let's probably pick that up again. Colored this in, again subtly, using watercolor. It's digital watercolor. Okay. I'm trying to find like an actual painting that I did. It's been a while. Okay, where? Color's definitely not my strong suit. I think you're picking up on that. The picture that I ran into here. I don't know what you mean by that. Here's one that I did a lot of, much more of a color pass on. This one's from a little ways back. Hey man, I can't believe this is like, what, 3 years ago? That's nuts. But yeah, I really like this one. Did a lot of watercolor passing and used color brushes. And I definitely need to do more of that. But I haven't as much. So, to answer your question, I do a little bit. The one that started everything, it would be way down there. I might have put it in at some point. I started this Instagram years after I did that drawing. So I don't know where it is. Yeah, it'd be at the bottom of this Instagram. Oh man, let's see if I can get there. I have almost 2,000 posts, so it's a ways down. Oh, here's one I did a color pass on. Usually when I do color passes, it's watercolor. Let's see, let's get to the bottom. We're gonna make it. We're gonna go to the beginning. Here's a traditional drawing that I did. A lot of photography, a lot of traditional drawings. I had a photography phase, that was fun. Here's a traditional drawing that I did. I really like that one. I need to do more. I'm probably going to start streaming a lot of traditional drawing in the next few months as soon as I get a good camera. Sorry this is taking so long. It's down. This page goes for a while. We're in 2017 now, I think. And I need to get to 2011, 2012. I don't know if I posted it on my Instagram. I'm not sure. Magnesium pseudofossil. I have no idea what that is. Oh my gosh, this goes forever. We're still in 2017. I was posting a lot in 2017. Jeez Louise. Oh, here's a post of something I wrote. This is the manuscript. I was like doing a 10-year anniversary or something. That's funny. I was like going through Instagram because it's got so many like good memories. Gosh. I would just show you from my computer, but I have no idea where it is on my computer. It's probably some archive hard drive somewhere. So I used to do like a lot more paintings and stuff. So worked with a lot of color. Here they tell me what the magnesium pseudofossil is. Okay, I'm gonna have to look those up. Ooh, here's an old creepy Balrog photo or painting that I did way back in the day. Alright, we're getting close to the end. I can sense it. We're getting there. Okay, this is the beginning of my Instagram. Let's see if I posted it. Not seeing it. Is that the beginning? Yeah, that's the beginning. I bet it's not here. I bet I never posted it. Here's a painting I did back when I did paintings. I don't think I ever posted it. I gotta find this thing on my computer and post it. That's OG history. Yeah, I don't see it. Oh man, I wonder if it's on my DeviantArt. Alright. I'm gonna look up manganese dendrites. The lighthouse one? Which one were we talking about? Or the Balrog? Oh yeah, those these look like magnetic or electric burn marks that go through like wood and stuff. That's really cool. I hadn't heard of these. I've seen things like them. I'll have to go hunt down a bunch of them on Pinterest or something. Alright, back to this drawing. Alright, I'm going to have to start drawing as soon as I find where I put my stylus. BRB. Were you talking about this drawing? The lighthouse? It's definitely inspired by the North Shore here in Minnesota. We get some crazy waves and gales. I found my stylus again, so win. No, nothing crashed. I lost my stylus when I was going through my Instagram. I set it down somewhere, and everything in my room is black and the lights are off, so if I lose something, I have to turn all the lights on and hunt it down. Fun times. All is well in the world, though. Speaking of crash, I need to save my drawing. I haven't saved in over an hour. That's bad. There we go. Let me tell you, drawing for a few hours and forgetting to save and then having a computer freeze, that hurts. That's bad. I've done that a couple times. You had an earlier question that I didn't really answer. You said that's Minnesota talking about the lighthouse painting. It's not Minnesota specifically. It's inspired by a lighthouse we have here by Lake Superior called Split Rock Lighthouse. It's a very cutesy, like Thomas Kincaid lighthouse, but it inspired sort of like that drawing because it's high on a cliff, and Lake Superior has these crazy storms. So the lighthouse looks different, the cliff looks different, but it's inspired about that lighthouse on the cliff with the huge storm. So it's more inspired, not from. That's a good question. Um, I tried. I'm not like a very advanced writer. Like I didn't write a lot as a child, so I didn't have like a lot of that necessary development that I think good writers kind of need. So my writing was a little bit like at the time I was writing it, I was in my early 20s, so it was a young adult novel. Um, I'm not sure what would it be most inspired by. Um, there were a couple storylines that I was working on. One had a young woman driving home with her two best friends, and it was very dreamlike. She was hearing on the radio that her car and her friends had disappeared on the highway, and she couldn't wake her friends up. They were sound asleep. They're like in a dream state, and there was a strange passenger in the passenger seat called the Tuna Face, who was like this pale, fish-faced, like spirit, and she was basically navigating these night highways, being pursued by another car, um, while having to have conversations with this tuna man. So that was kind of the vibe. So it was more, I don't know who that'd be influenced by. I don't know what vibe that would be, but it was supposed to be kind of, I don't know if magical realism would be the genre. It wasn't medieval stuff though. It wasn't like this aesthetic. It was maybe Twin Peaks inspired. I loved Twin Peaks back then. I still do, but I don't think I was reading Haruki Murakami yet, but it would have been kind of like Haruki Murakami. Some of his more surreal novels. Not as good, but just like that kind of strange, surreal, magical realism kind of thing. Just like the idea of somebody hearing about how they disappeared on the radio while driving on like this weird highway. I thought up the whole story idea like when I was driving my family home from like a camping trip at night and everyone was sleeping in the car. So that's kind of where I got my inspiration for it. It never really materialized in anything. I would like to rewrite that basic story idea because I think it's cool. It would probably be like a short story, like keep it around 10,000 words. Then there was another half where I probably won't ever like publish this side of it, but the guys were dreaming in another reality, and it was like the surreal, like, I don't know, battle royale reality where they're like having to confront strange monsters. It was not very good, but it was fun for me to write. You know, people have mentioned using their art, or my art as a tattoo, or said that it would be cool as a tattoo, but I don't think anyone ever has. No one showed me a, you know, a before and after. I don't do tattoos myself. I'm not really connected with that whole thing. I wouldn't be opposed to it. It'd be interesting. If I got tattoos, it'd probably be something like a tree or tree oriented. But honestly, I probably won't get one. I feel like if you don't get one by 24, you're probably not going to get one at all, and I'm like 38, so. And honestly, the big reason I never got a tattoo is because I don't think at any point did I ever feel like I could really afford one. Basically, all my money would go towards like paying off debt and you know, various art or music supplies. Gotta pick my financial battles. I like them. I don't know if they mean anything specific. Um, let me think. I think they're cool. I grew up as a kid in a yard with a lot of old gnarled oak trees, and I just thought they were very dope. Um, I think the branches and their relation to other branches can kind of look like hands and arms. Forever 21. 21 was a bad year, so I don't think I'd want to memorialize it for me. I don't think I want to be 21 forever. 21 was probably the worst year of my life. It's definitely up there. It was so bad. It was the year after I got back from college. And yeah, wow. It was a bad time. That'd be 2007? Yeah, honestly, 2007, me being 21 was probably the worst year of my life. No, that's actually hard to say. I was doing the worst, but I guess a couple of years ago probably been a little bit worse. Just had as far as events. 2019 and 2020 were pretty rough. But I was doing the worst as a 21-year-old. I was at my lowest, personally. So yeah, no, trees are all about like perseverance. They grow very slowly, so it's thinking about time. It's kind of thinking, basically just getting back from college and being in debt and not having a job. It was 2007, 2008, so it was like when the financial crash happened. So I had all this debt, and I got out of college, and I didn't even have a driver's license. I didn't have a car. I had thousands of dollars in college debt because I was, dumb brain and decided to go to college and go into debt for silly reasons, and couldn't find a job. So I was on my on my computer trying to apply to jobs, and I just wasn't getting any replies back, and it's just horrible. And I didn't have anything going in my life. Like I wasn't an interesting person. I didn't know anything. I wasn't capable of anything. I wasn't drawing back then. I wasn't doing music. I wasn't creating anything. I wasn't writing. I didn't know what I wanted to be. I was just a very lost kid. Yeah, our past is a part of us still. You know, it impacts us. I ended up working for the family business, and that was also kind of a toxic situation to be in. It was a nice opportunity, but it was during the financial crisis, so there weren't any sales to be had, and I was trying to work a sales job, and I thought I was doing badly. Um, but the reality was nobody was selling anything anywhere because there was no money going around in 2008. It was just the financial collapse. People were getting foreclosed on their homes, and so it was hard to sell anything. Nobody had money available. It was just kind of a dark, depressing time. Yeah, it was just scary. I didn't know where my future held. But I was very lucky. I was able to fall back. Family was supportive in that time, so I wasn't homeless. I mean, a lot of people, that's where they fall off the edge of the world and can't recover. But that time was so stressful, and I felt so bad about myself at that time. I can't even watch certain movies or listen to certain music that I liked back then because it just brings me back to how terrible all that was and how badly I felt. Some good movies too, like anything by the Coen brothers. I was really into the Coen brothers. So it takes a lot to watch Coen brothers movies now because it transports me back to just how badly I felt, man. And it was unfun. Hey, thanks for coming on stream and watching. Really appreciate the conversation. Hope to see you in the future. Sleep well.